Hi there, welcome to the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. I'm John, and I'm here with my best friend and beautiful wife of 36 years, Suzanne, and well, one of us is headed to Oktoberfest.
And no, it is not a couple's trip. I really didn't want to fly all the way to Germany for the weekend, and I know you're doing it because you love to wear your lederhosen. Look at you.
Yeah, well, I'm flying to Munich for a beer and schnitzel and all the fun things that go along with that. But you're driving 5 hours this Friday. I asked you if you wanted to go to Germany, and you said you did not want to go to Germany.
No. I said I wouldn't. I would love to go to Germany if I didn't have to get on a plane and then turn right around and come back.
Yeah, I get that, but
that's no fun.
But anyway, we are having. You're going this Friday to go see John Mayer, and
I am.
This is 2 solo adventures. Right? We're doing 2 solo adventures. Mm-hmm. And
2 different purposes.
2 different purposes, yeah.
For me, it's like a music pilgrimage. A handful of hours where I get to be fully absorbed in something that I love. And if you know me, you know that I love John Mayer. And I know that for you, it's a cultural dive, and yes, maybe a pretzel or 2. The point is that we both get to fill up our cups.
So today we're going to talk about why giving each other permission to pursue solo activities actually strengthens a marriage, how to negotiate logistics and boundaries when you do travel separately, and how to handle jealousy. Are you jealous of my lederhosen?
That's not the thing I'm jealous about.
Are you not?
No.
But you just see my little name tag thing here.
I did.
It says John. And,
yeah.
And did you notice my big stein of beer that I have here?
Did you notice my...
But I have my big stein. Hold on. I got to turn the camera so people see your John Mayer shirt.
My John Mayer shirt, which I chose this John Mayer shirt today because you brought this back to me on a solo trip that you were on, and you saw him in Japan.
I did. No.
Just because you had some time to waste. A totally different reason for you to go versus the reason that I go. But I cherish the shirt.
It was in Hong Kong.
And
I happened to be there, and I would not have gone to see John Mayer. Now, I have seen John Mayer with you before.
And it is a delightful experience to go with me, isn't it?
I went once with you, and then I saw you, and then I purchased plenty of tickets to the John Mayer concerts. You took Julianne to one, you took Natasha to one, you took John Andrew to one,
took Denise
to one. You made her watch the documentary.
I did. I'm very serious about John Mayer.
I know you love him. So anyway, you ready? So I've got lots of notes from the producer today.
I'm ready. And right. John, I want you to bring me a little stein and one of those cookies with my name on it.
Oh, I have brought you those cookies before.
They are delightful.
They're kind of the gingerbread cookies.
Yeah, and they have the name on and the icing.
And I
like
have
that.
I got to put this over to your screen, but there's one of my big. I got this.
Cheers.
Cheers. I got this stein at the Paul Ender booth last time I was there. So anyway, solo trips. I am leaving tomorrow. It was funny because, we actually have Oktoberfest at the Catholic Church here in Noblesville.
I thought that's where you had that.
No. I just carry this to the Oktoberfest.
Oh,
I got this in Munich last time I was at the Oktoberfest, but I carry this when I go to the Oktoberfest at Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church. And if you're
authentic,
if you're here in Hamilton County, this Saturday, I would go to the Oktoberfest at Our Lady of Grace. It's produced by the Knights of Columbus and a lot of other people.
It is a lovely event.
They've got a great band, and it is a lot of fun.
Lots of good food, fun people.
And I have to apologize. I have no idea why our camera, if you're one of these people that is watching
No,
this
y'all
online,
just don't want to see me because I don't have any makeup on today, and I'm a hot mess.
But anyway, go to the Our Lady of Grace Oktoberfest. It's a lot of fun. Live band. They have raffles. A lot of fun stuff for kids to do. Great bratwurst. The guys, the Knights of Columbus guys, are all wearing their lederhosen and their hats and all that kind of stuff. But no, they
don't have the real deal like you do.
But they have small little mugs, and so I always show up with my big official Oktoberfest mug that has this huge leaf.
And is it a keg that they do it? It is, right? They have kegs. Actually, it's like a van or like a food truck kind of deal with beer, right?
It is, but I'm bringing tonight. Right now I am drinking a local Oktoberfest. So I'll put this on the camera from Upland, which is a local beer. This is the Oktoberfest brew. Thank you, Upland. It's the life of Das Fest. Das, I took 4 years of German. couple of years in high school. And,
and our kids still had to interpret for us when we traveled there.
Yeah, but the life of Das
Thank
Fest.
you for
Let me
that.
go ahead and tell you that's the Fest, the Fest. So my German is really kicking in. Actually, my German helps because I know how to order beer. Ein Bier, bitte. That's one beer, please. And then
And do you know how to go potty?
Yes. Wo ist die Toilette?
Two most important things.
Yes. Now,
Give me a beer and let me go potty.
My brother married my sister-in-law is from Austria, so their German is quite a bit better than mine. But I can still order a beer and ask where the toilet is.
You are buttoned all the way up.
I know it's a look. It's a look. So all right, let's talk about this. Solo trips and solo activities done well equals more interesting, resilient marriages. That's my proposition. That I think that more couples should give themselves the freedom, the freedom each year. Now, remember when I bought you that camper? You
bought me that camper.
That was 15 years ago or so, but I bought you the camper.
No, longer than that, I think.
No, you were 45.
I can't do math. Remember, we've talked about that.
I know, but anyway, I bought you the camper specifically because we had 3 kids at home who were all demanding your attention all the time, and I gave it to you because I said you have to have permission to go away a couple times a year by yourself.
Which I still had to schedule with your schedule and find somebody to do the animals. But yes, you did give me the wherewithal to go.
And so for those of you ladies who are in your mid-40s and you have kids at home and you've got schedules you're orchestrating and meals and school and conferences and all that kind of stuff, I wish I could tell you.
It's nice to just get away.
I wish that I could. It is nice to get away, but I wish I could tell you that it gets better because now, 15 years later, you are as in demand as you were 15 years ago.
I think I am more in demand now than I was then.
Your adult kids still need you in different ways.
Yes.
We have my mother who is 91, going to be 92 in a month or so.
This was a hard week.
Taking care of her and, she is happy. She likes where she's living, but we're dealing with just Alzheimer's at a different stage. And since she's had a fall, it's just accelerated some of her capacity. She
doesn't care for the caregivers that we have sent her way, and she just wants me, and I just can't do that.
But anyway,
so it's been hard.
And we've adopted extra. We've talked about this, but your body is under a lot of demand right now. So I asked you to go to Munich with me. I said, hey, I've got a couple tickets. All you have to do is fly over there, fly back. And you said, what I would rather do.
No, I would have gone with you.
You said, what I would rather do is I've wanted to go see John Mayer because John Mayer is not doing a tour.
He's not doing a solo tour. He's just doing some festivals this year and a bunch of dead
company. And you had every single festival in your mind of where these festivals were. So when you knew that I was asking you to go to Munich this weekend, you said, no, I would rather go to Ohio to see John Mayer play at some Youngstown Arts Festival.
Well, for a myriad of reasons. And
why does this trip matter so much to you personally?
This trip matters so much to me because I'm tired. And I asked you for one solo ticket, because I just wanted to be in a
hotel room and a drive over there.
Yeah, but I mean, I wanted to be in my bubble with my favorite artist and nobody else.
Okay.
And if you couldn't go with me, then I wanted to be alone. I'm tired.
Okay. You've seen John Mayer 8 times. You've been seeing John Mayer.
I've seen him a lot of times.
How many times have you seen him with me?
I don't know.
Once.
But I love to be with you. And so if you would go, then that would be like a win-win for me. But, I needed it. And the other festivals that he was doing, it was like splitting up and it wasn't his whole show.
Well, and then I asked you, it's shorter for you to drive to Nashville and go see the show on Sunday. But you, being an ultimate fan, was like, oh, no, that's going to be a shorter set because there's more artists on that show.
Yeah, and I don't want to see those artists.
So the show in Youngstown is a longer set. And I was like, how do you know that much about this?
Because he's my favorite.
But what do you get from doing things alone that you don't get when you do them together?
Well, number one,
you say that you love being with me, and I appreciate that. I do. But what do you get being alone that I don't give you?
Being alone, I don't like it for a long time. But I think that couple of days by myself to not have to decide what everybody's going to eat, not have to decide if a girlfriend that I bring with me is having a good time. Like, does she love him as much as I do? Probably not, because nobody does. But then, do we both want to sleep in? Can I go to bed when I get there tomorrow night? Can I go to bed at 7:00 if I get there early enough or whatever time? It's just like, I never get to do what I want to do. I facilitate what everybody else wants to do. And that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. I enjoy doing all that. But it's not just for me. Even getting up for church on Sunday, you get up for church on Sunday because you go at 7:30 to Mass. You get up, you get yourself ready, and you go. And then you go to another church just by yourself, because you can. And then you might show up to meet us at the Methodist church, or you might go downtown and watch soccer. Because you can. But what do I do on Sunday morning? I have to get up. I have to go to church because I have to pick up your mother. And then I have to make sure that our kids are dressed if they're going to go and if they're not going to go. And then where are we going to eat after church? And will Grandma eat it? Because this Sunday we walked into some place and
somehow this relates to John Mayer.
She looked at it and she went, I'm not eating that. And she turned around and walked out. So yes, the time that I'm spending by myself, with my favorite artist that speaks to me on a whole different level is important to me.
Interesting. So that is about John Mayer.
All of that's about John Mayer, man. My life is about John Mayer. He speaks to me.
So are you going to be back to take Mom to church on Sunday? That's what
I will be back to take Mom to church on Sunday. Will you? Heck no. You'll be drinking beer.
No. On Sunday, I'm in Brussels going to an auto museum.
Either way, still aren't doing
so
what I want to do.
Talk about, how do you, the way you're talking right now, it sounds like you're resentful of my Sunday activities of going to 3 churches. I wake up early.
I don't resent the fact that you go to 3 churches. I guess if there was resentment, it would be because I'm just expected to be responsible for all the other people.
Okay, so let's talk about solo trips. Do you get resentment when... I will not have resentment with you going to Youngstown, Ohio to go see your favorite
No, because you're doing something you want to do.
Okay.
What if you had to stay home?
That's what I'm saying. When I wouldn't be resentful because you're doing something you want to do and I don't have to go.
And you don't have to go. Sometimes I feel that way too. If you do a horse thing.
I went to see that shirt you're wearing right there that I bought in Hong Kong. On his tour. I went to that tour because I missed you, not because I really cared about seeing John Mayer.
I love that. That's so sweet.
No, I felt like I was there. I was with you.
Because he kind of...
But the great thing about seeing John Mayer in an Asian country, I was really tall. I was. It's I was like one of those tall guys. But how do you prevent resentment? I learned early in our marriage that I think about Brad Farmer and we go out to nice meals and places like that. I learned not to tell you what I had for dinner. When you were having
sometimes when I'm eating macaroni and cheese and you're eating a steak and the beautiful baked potato and stuff, it doesn't bother me now. I think maybe early on when I was struggling to feed everybody, but now it's more of, oh, thank God I don't have to get dressed and leave the house.
But I think it's important that we need to foster each other's things that give them joy. You are not an adventure traveler. You
I'm
like
not,
to go to
and I'm sorry about
but you like to go to
love
London.
it.
I do. I've traveled to 50 plus countries and worked at all these places, and it's I enjoy going. Would I rather be in the parking lot?
You
of the
like
Catholic
to eat
Church?
all the food that I would think I would be in the corner going.
Well, yeah, you've made it very clear you don't really have it. Next month, I'm going to Malaysia.
Not excited. Not wanting to go to that.
But going back to this though, finding something that your partner does love and giving them the freedom to go and do it without you, it should be allowed. And think about our kids. Are we modeling this for our kids? Do you think John Andrew?
I think that
because they just came back from a great trip.
They kind of do that though. He went to IMSA with you this weekend.
He did.
And she was like, it would be fun for a little while, and same with me, but that race is a long race, endurance racing. It's 6 hours. And so she was like, I'm going to go see my girlfriend and we're just going to hang out for
6 hours plus you're there another 3 hours ahead.
Right. But that is a long day. And so John Andrew's lapping it up like a dog. It's his favorite place to be in the whole wide world. And they decided they didn't, she went and hung out with her girlfriend and played with, her little girl and did all that fun stuff, went to lunch, did all that. And then John Andrew just went to the track. And I think that's important because I don't think that I went into marriage thinking that was okay.
Yeah. That first year, we had to do everything together. You didn't like to play alone.
No, I had to I made you go to the grocery store, which was stupid. You didn't want to be at the grocery store, and you were so mad about it that it made me mad, and then we had a fight. It's just, that's just not how it should be. I think you grow together, and as you grow together, there's not everything that you love that I love, and vice versa. You know, you'll go to John Mayer with me because you love me.
Sure, I did once.
No, but it doesn't mean to you what it means to me. You know, going and camping like you do, or going to a horse clinic, that doesn't mean the same thing to me. I have done it just to be with you. But
you always said that with a straight face. You haven't done it.
I have too.
You were in the vicinity of the horse clinic. You didn't actually participate in the horse clinic.
No,
you
I
didn't
don't
actually go.
I don't participate in the horse clinic.
I was with Brandon and Ricky.
Why would I do that?
You were with Ray Drummond. Okay, so let's talk about concrete steps to set up solo activities, because a lot of couples who may be listening to us, and I'm amazed. Thank you for those of you that listen to us, especially the young couples. I'm always amazed that we say that our target audience is a 55-year-old mom, but it's actually, we have a lot of younger couples that listen to this. So
you can learn from us old folks, I promise.
Yeah, a little bit.
We've been there, done that a bunch of times.
By the way, somebody that needs to learn from old folks, a little off the topic here. Yeah. We have a new refrigerator here at the Stewart Farm.
Oh my God. The saga. It is Wednesday, and what a week I have had.
So we lost the refrigerator. I said
it was morning.
I was like, I need to get this fixed, and Suzanne was like, we've had it for 25 years. I'm
25 years.
I'm like, well, it needs to be fixed, and she said, no, we need a new one, and so we picked out a new one.
We tried to fix it.
No, we didn't. I blew underneath. Like, how do I know how to fix a refrigerator?
Well,
I stuck my hands under there and acted like I knew what I was doing, but you knew I didn't know what I was doing. And as for the vacuum,
no, we did what the online thing said to do before we called in a service person, which was going to cost us what, $200 or something. We may as well just buy a new one.
May as well. We spent $2,000, so that's still, once again, you're not very good at math because it's 10 times.
Spend $2,000. It was a $2,000 refrigerator that we got for much less.
Okay, can you look at the receipt, because it's over $2,000? The receipt with everything on there
with tax.
Anyway,
and
you're
delivery
not good with math. We've already
and
talked
all
about
that.
The whole point is we bought a new refrigerator. It's the one that Suzanne wanted.
It's fabulous.
I measured the opening. The opening is exactly 36 inches. So I got one that was 35 and 7/8 of an inch, so it will fit in.
The fact is, it wasn't 36 inches.
No, the fact is, it is 36 inches.
No, I mean the opening, but the refrigerator.
And I ordered it, and this little punk ass little kid showed up to deliver it, and from Menards. And first off, you go into Menards, and the reason why I bought it from Menards rather than Lowe's or Home Depot. Well, Tim Bouchard, who works with me, said, Menards has an 11% rebate on everything you buy right now.
It's in my purse, by the way.
And so I was like, oh, that's nice. And I've known John Menard. We're not friends, but back in the day, we would have great conversations and stuff and racing and whatnot. And I have a lot of respect for the man. So
who do you sponsor?
Went there.
Time out. I just need to know that for my own brain.
Okay. His son, Menard, who won here at the Brickyard. But
it's
he's part of Penske. They sponsor
part of Penske. Okay, and
he
does
sponsor Simon Pageant. He sponsored Greg Ray. He owned an IndyCar team back in the early days of the IRL. John Menard was one of the owners.
Yeah. Now I remember seeing it. I just didn't know
when the IRL first started, and he was one of the first time team owners. He had a driver named Tony Stewart. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Oh, that's okay. Gotcha.
So anyway. So John Menard.
Sorry, I was not clear on my history there.
I bought a new refrigerator, picked it out, measured it. It's exactly the same color. It's the color you wanted. It's the design you wanted.
Got a floor model.
Great. This little punk ass kid shows up and is like, it's not going to fit. I'm like, yeah, it will fit. And he goes, no, it's not going to fit. And he goes, and he starts measuring everything. He says, your refrigerator is this width and this one's bigger. It's not going to fit. I barely got that one.
You're an inch off is what he said.
And he started complaining. Well, so I decided to go take it up with the management at Menards.
Well, actually, though, we went to Menards. On his recommendation, you're going to have to get another refrigerator. So we went there, and then the delivery manager was like, "What?"
I texted the delivery guy, and I said, "I don't understand why he didn't even attempt to put this in there." And he says,
they didn't even get it off the truck.
He said his measurement was 35 inches. I said, no, it wasn't. His measurement was 36 inches. My measurement was 36 inches. And so I sent them a text and a picture. I said, here's the picture. He goes, send me a picture of the measurement. So I did. I sent it to him. This is what pissed me off. Then he goes, I sent in the 36-inch picture of me.
I took
with
it.
The thing. And then he goes, can you take a picture of the other end? Which is
like he didn't
saying,
trust you.
I don't believe you. I think you're making this up. Well, I was like, why do I need to lie about the size of an opening? And I said,
and why would we want a refrigerator that didn't fit?
Anyway, so I sent him a note back. I sent him the picture of both sides, me holding the thing. At that point, I was a little livid. So I went down and talked to the manager, and I was like, look, here's the issue. And they said, well, first off, they said, we can redeliver for another $130. I was like, no. You didn't attempt to deliver the first time. I shouldn't pay for an attempted delivery a second time. So anyway, went down there.
They weren't here 15 minutes.
Well, and the manager said he'll come back out and deliver tomorrow. So here's how that started yesterday.
You want me to tell you how?
No.
Okay.
Because
you were not here.
I know I wasn't here, but here's how it started. He calls the house, and the first thing he says is your husband going to be there? Which is condescending to a woman.
Yes. Well, no,
It is, because, it's basically saying that I need to talk to your husband about this. And
hey,
so
ain't nobody needs to talk to your husband when I'm here.
Okay,
I mean, come
talking.
on.
Well...
So anyway, they get here, and I had told them to come in the back, and then I realized the sunroom opening is smaller. So I went outside, and I said, no, you're really going to have to come in the front door because, you have another doorway to go through, and it's small. And he says, well, I'm going to have to take that front door off. And I said, okay, but, it's old, so just be prepared because it's like, old door. And then he's measuring the doorway, and he looks at his partner.
He's trying it more, and again, to find a reason why he shouldn't do this. Yeah,
he looks at his partner, and he goes, she's not listening to what I'm saying. And I said, hang on. And then that's where I said, look, I have
the text
children.
I got from you.
I've been a teacher for 100 years. I can do 6 things at one time. I can exactly hear what you're saying, and I'm telling you, go in the front door, and you will be fine. And he didn't like that.
Well, yada, yada, yada. I eventually told you, tell that young man to just leave the fridge on the front porch.
Yeah.
And we will handle it.
Oh, plus, then he says, oh, and I don't really appreciate you coming to the store and do it. I said, no, sir. We did exactly what your manager said. He said, come home and remeasure it. We remeasured it. We went back to that store 3 times.
He didn't appreciate you going back and taking him in trouble.
Now, let me tell you something. Don't step on Mama's feet when she's right.
So I basically said to you, tell him to just leave the refrigerator right where it is and leave.
On the front porch.
And for those of you that are local, write down this name, Shane Snyder. I'm happy to give you his number.
He'll pretty much fix anything.
I called Shane and said, Shane, I need you. He goes, well, I'm doing a tiled bathroom right now. I said, well, when you can, I need you to come get this refrigerator.
He did our upstairs renovation and did a nice job.
And the next thing you know, when he had a break, he was out here. And
That's
he
right.
took the doors off the refrigerator and got it in.
No, he did not take the doors off the refrigerator. He took our door off, and then there was a small piece of molding, that he just kind of tapped off, and then he and I, we brought it in, the 2 of us.
Oh, so I should have paid you as well as him?
I think you'll be paying this weekend pretty well.
All right, so back to travel. So if you're local, call Shane Snyder. He's great at
But you did send the picture, right? To the guy and tell him, hey, look, it fit great.
I sent a picture to the general manager at the store and said, hey, you might want to teach this person a little customer service.
Don't talk down to Mama. She knows best.
We'll go back to traveling. Okay. Solo travels. That's what the subject's on.
You brought up that sore topic of the
How do we decide who went and when? So, we're doing it at the same weekend, which most people can't do.
Well, we don't usually do that either. That's a rarity.
Who usually decides who's going on trips?
My God, you do.
Okay, but if you want to go someplace, how do you advocate for that? What do you say? How do you get me to say, oh yeah, that's a great idea?
We look at. It is all you.
Scott and Tara, 1 week a year or 1 weekend a year, they go and do their planning retreat where they go to a hotel.
God's sake. There's no planning retreat. It's me going, please, sir, may I have this weekend off?
That's not really the way it is.
Yes, it is.
I asked you to go to Munich with me, and you instead said you wanted to go to Mayer. But if you're married, this is advice time. It's okay to say this is something that's important to me. I am still trying to figure out, I like to spend time by myself on my birthdays. Is that true?
This is true.
So I have a birthday coming up in February. I'm already kind of sitting there thinking about what am I going to do by myself.
But we've
I have
been
a client
together
that wants
for
to
so
have an event
long.
on the day of my birthday, not realizing my birthday.
Stupid.
So I'm thinking that I'm going to go be by myself somewhere for my birthday and kind of celebrate that together. I'd like to go to Antarctica only because that's another place you're not going to go. But I feel like I need to go to Antarctica because it's the last continent that I have not been to.
That your dad went to.
And that my father went to. And I have a picture of my dad in my van with him going to Antarctica. And
you know what? And I feel like that's fine. Even if you were going to go to the Galapagos or go to whatever, as long as you're not going to Hawaii, which we're going together. So as long as you're not going to do that by yourself.
Why? Okay. Why is that a place that you do not want me to go by myself? Even though I am of Hawaiian heritage, that's where my mother was raised. Why would you have a hard time with me going to Hawaii by myself?
Because that's our happy place.
Oh gosh, you're such a salesperson. So I can go anywhere in the world by myself, just not to Hawaii.
Just not to Hawaii, unless it was like work and
because you don't mind when I go to Texas by myself and your mom's there.
No, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
No, but Hawaii is kind of like our place together.
Okay, but in our relationship, we've been married a long enough time, I can say this. There are certain places that I know that you have no desire to go. You have no desire to go to Asia. You have no desire.
Oh, Asia.
I know that you do want to go to Australia at some point. I took J. Daniel down to Australia and New Zealand.
But see, I need a long time in Australia or New Zealand because I need to validate that long flight.
You have no interest in going to South Africa with me. You have no interest in seeing the rhino. You have no interest of going.
I think that would kind of be fun to see if you went to the rhino place. I think that'd kind of be fun. But I'm so afraid, honestly.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
I'm so scared of the hot.
Okay, so what simple info do we share before a trip? Like I said that I was going to get off Facebook several years ago, and you said to me, you can't do that because that's the only way I know where you are.
Well, that's true. Because sometimes I don't
Back when my dad used to travel, my mother got a copy of the itinerary each week. So she knew that he was staying at the Red Roof Inn in Poughkeepsie, New York, or staying at the Marriott in Atlanta. I said Red Roof Inn. My dad, I don't think ever stayed in Red Roof Inn. But
I was going to say, that's quite a
But the whole thing is she had a sheet that said where she was. How do you think in today's time, with cell phones and everything else, do I need to communicate to you about where I am? Do you care what hotel I'm staying
You
in?
call me all the time. I think that
communication is different today.
It is. It's a lot different. It's a lot different from when my mom and dad, when my dad traveled, she didn't talk to him.
Yeah, but do you want to know where I'm staying?
Yes, absolutely. I want to know where you're staying.
Really? Since when?
Always. I always say, where are you staying? Well, I generally know it's a Marriott, but I want to know when you land. Mm-hmm. I want to know when you land. I want to know when you take off. I got to know those safety things.
Okay. So that's
and
good.
I want to know where you are. So that's
simple info. So if you are traveling by yourself, you need to send a note. So like when you're driving to Youngstown, you'll let me know where you're checking in. And when you're
or I'll let the kids know or something. I mean,
and one of the funny things in our family, anytime you pass Effingham, Illinois, and pass the big cross,
that big cross, we
have to take a picture, and it lets everybody know
they're always
passing
in the group
cross,
chat.
Or they're coming in. They're an hour and a half out, or whatever it is. Okay, so. Share that. Do I share an emergency contact with you at all? I never really do. Like if I'm traveling by myself,
I am your emergency
I know, but if I'm traveling with somebody.
Well, but sometimes you're not. I mean, sometimes you're solo, like really solo, and you've been solo in some remote places. And I got to tell you that when especially if there's a large time difference, like when you've done Malaysia or where's that, Kuala Lumpur?
Same place.
But I mean, when you would go there for scouting,
Kuala Lumpur is in Malaysia.
Malaysia, I know, but I knew the city too.
Okay.
See, look, I paid
Keep
attention.
going.
Anyway, when you would FaceTime me because
13 hours ahead.
Yeah, that really helped me to sort of. I don't know. I felt safe.
Well, and I've mentioned this on other podcasts, but I do have a travel routine for those people who have not traveled extensively in their marriage, especially for men. There's a lot. Now, it's funny because a woman goes on a business trip by herself and she loves being in the hotel room, ordering room service, having the TV remote control in her hand, being totally unplugged.
No, that's just me. That's probably not a woman who actually goes on a work trip.
I've read Business Traveler. They had a whole thing on this on women who travel. And there are certain hotels for women's safety, like Marriott in certain towns, will have a certain part of the hotel designated specifically for female solo travelers.
You mean like a certain floor or?
Yeah, like the 7th floor. They'll put.
No kidding.
Because of safety reasons, women feel more comfortable staying in that area. So not every hotel does it, but I've read about places that do this. But the whole thing is, a woman who has a job and is traveling for work and has a family and all that kind of stuff is being pulled every which way. they enjoy that time in their hotel room by themselves.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking so forward to just literally being in my hotel room.
So, men, and I can't tell you the number of men that I've been involved in relationships that have been accountability relationships because of sexual sin or because of pornography, or we have a friend right now that is going through a second divorce because of the same issues that he's had in his life. And he's praying for, redemption and all these things. And men have temptations different than women do. That's what I'm saying. Most men, when they travel, and I've talked to this, it's hard for men to travel, especially when they're traveling alone. Now, I think it's easier when you're with a race team. I think it's easier when it's a band. Friends of mine who travel with music, they're on a bus, they're with a group. It's not like that they're by themselves. But men,
I think things are accepted also.
Yeah, but the book, Every Man's Battle talks about every man's battle with sexual issues and things of that nature. So what are the easy ways to combat that when I'm solo traveling? So when I'm in my hotel room in Munich, what will I do? You know what I'll do.
You will FaceTime me.
Well, I'll FaceTime you, but I'll also...
You also will go in there immediately and move everything and make it...
Yeah, but the thing that I carry in my bag...
Special. Yes, you do this. You take pictures.
I take pictures of us.
And you used to do this on your lanyard, too, when you were in racing. Yeah.
I always had a picture of my family, but these pictures, and I have... I had other pictures, but you took one of them dog, and it's on there.
I know, because my Phoebe.
But the whole thing is, you're not going to take a woman back to your room if you got pictures of your kids all over in your Bible in the nightstand. And so
you have to be, you know what? You have to be conscientious of what you're doing and who, I guess, you don't want to say who is out there, but there are people that do not consider marriage that sacred.
Well, but there are also people out there that think that there's a 100-mile rule too. So if you're further away,
100-mile rule,
25-mile rule, whatever it is, it's
you'd be done, man.
Well, because I like to travel further than 25 miles.
But I mean, you'd be done.
Okay, so talk about this. How often what's the check-in cadence when you're traveling by yourself? Because respecting your time away, like if you...
What, for me or for you?
Well, either way, you're going away this weekend. You're going to be in your hotel room by yourself. Do you want your family calling you every 5 minutes?
Oh, heck no. That's why I'm leaving.
Okay, so what's the proper etiquette in that area of calling
I will contact them. But to be fair... My children, with the exception of 1, 2, with the exception 3.
Anyway.
They call me because they love to chat or whatever. But if I say, hey, and we did this when we were in Nashville just recently, said, hey, mom and dad are taking a vacation day. We will check our texts.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to do that this weekend. Like, I will check in with you if you need something, if somebody's bleeding, but we also say help each other out. And J. Daniel has called Natalie and said, I've cut myself, and FaceTimed her, and it's just this little cut. And, she, DoorDashed him some Band-Aids. I mean,
Well,
but,
the truth is, we've talked about this before. It's great when we are gone, you and I are gone, because it does let them all be more responsible, take care of all the animals and everything else.
And having kids on the spectrum, they need, it's almost like supervised independence. They're being independent, but yet they have each other to be accountable to. And I think that's important.
Okay. Moving on. So our topic today is about solo travel, and you're going to see John Mayer. I'm going to Oktoberfest. Do we ever prepare a short in case of emergency plan? We usually leave money here.
We really don't. Yeah. In the can.
Yeah,
Money's in the can.
I usually leave several $100s hidden in the house.
Not several, because I've gone back and looked and it ain't several.
I've collected it, but I usually leave $300 if we're going away. I'll leave money in a certain place that
Thanks
if they
for
have
telling
money.
Everybody that.
Well, yeah, check our cans. Time out. We have a friend in Texas who, I'm not going to mention her name, but she doesn't trust in the regular banking system. And literally, if you go through their house,
it's hidden everywhere, man.
She has shoe boxes full of cash, and like if you
it's just all over.
It's like if you need a glass for iced tea, watch out what's above in the coffee can, because there could be $10,000.
Never know.
Because she doesn't believe in banking. But anyway, actually, that's not a bad place to go visit. We should probably go visit there sometime. So once you have your plans in place, because we have our plans in place, jealousy and expectations. So my expectation of you going to Cleveland is that you will not. Now, you got mad because you wanted to go by yourself, but I ended up buying 2 tickets for you.
I know, and then I felt obligated that I had to give it to somebody.
I don't care if you take somebody else or if you just put your purse in that second seat.
That makes me feel guilty, though.
But it shouldn't. I bought 2 tickets to Oktoberfest on Friday and 2 tickets to Oktoberfest on Saturday. I mean,
but you'll give them to some stranger and they'll be fine. It's
or
different
I'll eat it
than me.
because, like, when you get a ticket to the table, like I did, you get like 2 beers. This size,
so you'll just have both,
and you get a half a chicken. So I guess I'll have a whole chicken.
A whole chicken. Oh, Lord.
But the whole point is, I gave you 2 tickets to give you the flexibility, because if you drive across Ohio and decide to pick up Shelly or meet somebody.
Yeah, and I have called Shelly, who's my college roommate, and we love to see each other and talk to each other all the time, all these years later.
Are you gonna, if she decides to go, are you going to make her watch the documentary like you did Denise?
Probably. I mean, this is serious business. I mean, it's not like going to see a band. This is.
But how do you feel about
big to me.
The fear of missing out? Like FOMO, as the kids
I don't
say.
think I have FOMO. You know what I have?
So Monday night.
The fear of being tired. That's what I have.
So you're going to go. My expectation is not to talk to you. Just go enjoy your concert. You'll take pictures.
But I know I will talk to you later. Yeah.
But the whole point is, you go. Have a great time. I'll talk to you when you get back. So
and I'm not jealous of you at all going and doing this thing. Plus, you have work.
But
too
how do you feel
after this?
Well,
so.
I have work. How do you feel? I mean, do you ever feel jealous of my activities and things like that? Do you ever feel like you're left out?
I really don't.
Okay. But how do you think people should deal with that if they do feel left out?
If they feel left out,
I think we have friends, who we're talking about, but our young friends, they're married, they've got kids. She has a fear of missing out sometimes when he's at a race and going out to dinner and having a great time and with the kids at home. You've been in that situation.
I have been in that situation. And again, my fear is the fear of being tired the next day and having to get dressed and go out of my house. But I am 58 years old. I'm not in my late 30s, early 40s, whatever. My children are older. Maybe 20 years ago, I would be like, God, you're having the best time.
So what makes you feel reassured? I mean, like when I'm traveling to Germany, what makes you feel reassured that everything's fine?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, you have no...
That's hard to... That's
issue.
really...
No, but the problem is that we're going to get into social media here, and we can talk about social media now.
Yeah.
I will post a picture of me having a great time.
Right.
Having a beer. Talking to some, like...
Oh, and people will contact me and they will say,
your mother-in-law,
AKA my mother, do you see him doing that? Does that not bother you? And honestly, no, it does not bother me at all.
Now, what's funny is your mom blocked me again on Facebook. So
I don't even think she knew she did that.
Anytime I post something, she doesn't see it anymore, which is good. But then the downside is if I tag you in something, she doesn't see that either.
Yeah.
So like if I tag that you're with me, she doesn't see it. But the point is, managing social media. So when you go to Cleveland, I anticipate you'll take pictures. Some people don't post their photos of their trips until they get back. And
that will probably be the case with me because you know why?
Why?
I will be by myself.
Okay. But sometimes people like...
now everybody knows I'm going to be by myself.
No, but the whole thing is sometimes people, for security reasons, will not post until they come back from their trip.
And that's why I probably won't until I'm home.
So... But right now we're talking about we're both going to be gone.
So if you know where we live.
Jay Daniel and Julianne will be here at the house
with
all the animals.
Here.
And they have guns. We have all kinds of stuff.
We have lots of stuff. Don't
worry about that. But okay, so
but no, I don't worry anymore. I can't say that there haven't been times earlier in our marriage where I have been uncomfortable.
Because the question here is, what helps you feel reassured without policing the other person? I think for me, I don't think of you doing anything bad. Like, we have some drinks.
I don't do anything bad.
No, but the whole thing is,
I'm too tired to do anything
I
bad.
want you to go have fun. I want you to go experience music that you love. I want you to have a great time. I want you to eat well. I want you to sleep in. I want you to be left alone. All those things I'm fine with. Mm-hmm. And so much so, I really don't want to go see John Mayer again. Like, I've been to the concert. I've seen him. I get why you like him. Cheesy ass, whatever. It's like, just...
He is not.
Whatever. Go have fun. Go do it. I will go because you love him.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather do something that we actually enjoy together.
And I kind of feel that same way too. Like, I think we would both enjoy Oktoberfest if it wasn't such a long. Well, if it wasn't such a long flight for me to come back by myself.
But there's a lot of things that I enjoy doing by myself because I can do different things by myself than I can with somebody else.
Well, and when it comes to travel, it is no picnic with you. You have to do it your way.
Tent, finding one seat is a lot easier than me trying to find seats for two and doing different things and entertaining you instead of just being immersed and enjoying the moment. And so it's like, and I do like cultural things. I do like to get into whatever the situation is.
And funny enough, that's kind of how I feel. I know it sounds dumb to you, but that's how I feel if I'm in my John Mayer bubble, because the English teacher in me, the poetry of his lyrics, the way they make me feel, when they make me feel of things when I was younger, when I was pregnant, when I was this, when I was that. It's just, yes, I want to be in that bubble by myself.
Okay, so here's a great thing. It says pre-agree on sharing norms, photos, tagging, live updates. So I have no issues. I'm blessed with a lot of female friends, correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And I get a lot of flack from that.
That's fine. But you know every one of these women.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you love every one of these women.
I do.
If I'm with Michelle Meeks or Michelle Pipe, I take pictures of her.
I'm a friend stealer.
If I'm with Gail, whoever I'm with, you have no issues with because I love these people.
They all text me. They all call me. Yes.
But once again, your mother or somebody else will go, why is he with that pretty? Because they're awesome. So this weekend, when I'm at Oktoberfest, I think about when Brad Scott and I went to the U.S. Open together, and we had pictures of all these women around us, all this kind of stuff. That's fun.
I do, but at that point, maybe not all three of you were at that level.
Okay, if I post a picture with me with three beautiful German women in their drindles, is that appropriate, or does that make you? How does that make you feel? Do you care?
I don't care, but I don't know if that's appropriate.
Why?
Because I think that what we put out online and what other people see is not necessarily what our marriage is.
Okay. My issue versus their issue. The other thing is, like, if I see you with the picture of John Mayer, am I going to be jealous?
Honey, if I am with John Mayer, I don't know if I'm coming home.
Whatever. I know you're coming home. All right.
He don't want no lady.
Here we go. As we start wrapping up here, you come back with stories. You go to see John Mayer, have a great time. We're on the road. Things happen. Now, when we reconnect, so re-entry. So when we
come back on Tuesday,
I come back on Tuesday.
Okay.
But we enter.
I come home Saturday.
That's fine. But we re-enter together. How do you enjoy? How do you enjoy reconnecting? Like, sometimes I come back from a trip and I don't want to talk for about three days. I want to process it. Like Eric Newman just came back from the.
What kind of trip are you talking about?
Depends on what it is. He came back from the
like
Charlie
a personal.
Kirk. He came back from the Charlie Kirk funeral.
Oh, that's different.
It was so impactful on him. He says,
right.
"I need a couple of days to process this."
Yeah.
When I come back from some trips, I'm not ready to talk about them as soon as I come home.
You mean the trip itself?
Whatever it is. Yeah, it's like. And you'll go, hey, how's this? Actually, you rarely ask me about my trips.
I kind of have to feel out where you are, and what mood you're in, and how tired you are.
And we communicate the whole time while the trip's going on.
Yeah, there's a tightrope walk there with you coming home, though. And I've just learned how to do it.
I see my friend Douglas Gentz. Thank you for listening, Douglas, by the way. He says, I agree with your wife, John. Douglas is one of a Christian believer, and he's saying the same thing about what you post and what you don't. And sometimes I overpost.
Sometimes you do overpost, and I'm sure I do too, and everybody does. But even though it is fine, and I have said these exact words, my marriage is not your marriage. Mm-hmm. I don't have those issues. That doesn't bother me at all.
Well, see, that's the problem. Some people will take their issues and then transpose them on yours.
Right. But if that bothers someone else, then I feel like we are standing in the way of maybe just with our nonchalant attitude, we might be standing in the way of them dealing with something with their partner that is a hot button topic, To me, it's not a big deal. I laugh and I go, yeah, that's just John, whatever. He's coming home to me and I know that he's mine. But to someone else, that could be a real, fire starter.
But the question we have here is, what do we need after returning? When we get back from a trip, either one of us, when we pull in that driveway and you see all the animals, you see the cats, you see the dogs.
I just think you need to take a deep breath and get ready for what's happened.
Yeah, you re-enter into our life and everything else. And it's nice to be away, but it's also, I love coming back on this property. I love the moment that all of a sudden the dogs are the ones who are the most excited to see me when I get back,
they never
not
change.
you.
You get so actually. We have had conversations about this where he says he's come home and I'm like into something because he might come home at 11 o'clock at night. I might be watching the news. I might be watching a movie. I might be asleep on the sofa. Who knows? I might be folding clothes. And you say, why don't you get up and greet me when I come home? Because I'm already doing what I'm doing.
I don't know if I can say those exact words, but yes, I would like to have a hug and a kiss like June would do when the Ward came.
June would do. Yeah. But, this is life and this is the nitty gritty.
Yeah. But I think sometimes I'm more important than America's Got Talent, and I think it'd be great to have a hug. Whatever. The whole point is, I think when you come back from a journey, it's like, hey, I just came back from a trip. Anybody?
I also think it's important to respect the person that has been here the whole time, taking care of everything. And if they have that activity that they are either doing or the chore that they are completing, whatever they are doing, if they're on the phone, then it is your responsibility to be respectful of that person who has been here the whole time.
Got it. One of my bucket list items, you know that this is one of mine, because I do come into the airport frequently, and you see all those families like waiting for somebody.
Holding their sign.
Someday I'm going to have somebody there with holding a sign.
You think I'm going to hold a sign?
I don't think it'll be you. I think someday somebody. And what was funny was
it's not going to be.
It's not going to be you. I did get it one time when I went to Israel with Andrew, and we landed, and they had the little sign, John. It's like
when they picked you up to get you to the limo or whatever.
Yeah, they had my name on the sign. That's kind of a fun thing. But I'm talking about.
I waited for you at the airport. They don't let you do that anymore.
You've waited for me in the car at outside baggage claim.
They don't let you come in anymore.
There's a whole group of people. You don't know this, but when you get off the plane, there's a whole group of people right outside the TSA.
Yeah, but they don't let you go to the gate.
Okay, so here's the question. Suggestions.
Okay.
There's a whole generation that has no idea that you could, at one point, go to the gate.
That's true. That's very true.
Okay, suggestions. Schedule a no-phone dinner to swap highlights. So maybe when we get back on Tuesday night, we can go out to dinner together and no phones, and we'll just share our highlights from our trips.
You know what else?
Would that, seriously, would that be something that you would enjoy, or would that fill your cup to actually have a date to talk about your solo
Absolutely
trip?
not.
Okay.
It'd drive me crazy.
That's what I thought. Ask one question to open the story sharing.
That's just more rules. I don't need any more rules.
So when you get back, can I say, what was one surprise on your trip to Youngstown?
Oh, yeah. And then I could give you a little, I loved seeing yada, yada, yada.
Okay, so I can ask some open-ended questions.
Well, sure.
Give space to decompress. Don't pressure for long retellings immediately. So don't jump each other.
But I'll be home before you.
But either way, don't jump each other and say, how was this, how was this, how was this, and the whole thing.
But you get mad if I don't ask.
Okay, so here's one thing. It's a suggestion.
Okay.
Swap one small souvenir and explain why it matters.
Oh, I love that idea.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. And I think you're very good at that.
Gifts is one of your 5 love languages.
But no, I think you're really good at that. Like you'll bring something, even if it's very small or... you've done this for Julianne, like stuff that you've gotten on the airplane that that she loves. And you're like, oh, this is her favorite cookie, or this is something that she'll get a kick out of, or John Andrew, same thing. You'll bring those home and they'll get a kick out of that. And I think that's neat that you think of them even in the daily, run of the mill stuff. They hand you something on the plane and you go, oh, my daughter loves that.
Yes, well,
I'll save it for her.
I do know what my daughter likes, and it's food. Okay, so real
she
quick,
did one time say it's not a date, because you used to take her out on dates when she was little. Mm-hmm. It's not a date if we don't get food.
Yeah, I had to always feed her. So thank you for joining us on the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. We're wrapping it up here. But Dan Rayner says, hey, guys, it's awesome to see you. Hi, Dan. Dan is the most talented puppeteer you'll ever know. And
from Connor Prairie.
Yes. And
are you getting ready for Headless?
Yes, Stevens Puppets is Dan. And I always tell people, when you go to Headless Horseman at Connor Prairie, the highlight for me is always going and watching the puppet show, the marionette show.
He's pretty awesome.
Dan is absolutely amazing. Diane Farmer, I mentioned Brad just a little bit ago. Diane Farmer is watching. We love you, Diane. Thank you for joining us.
Diane.
Neil Alt. Neil is my favorite alt, I think.
You think?
He's Todd's youngest brother. He's a wonderful guy of faith.
Yes, I've actually been seated at their table several times.
He's awesome.
Events. Lovely.
But Neil says, hey, Douglas. And Douglas is watching. And Jill, oh my gosh, Jill Borders, Alan.
My friend from Evangelical College.
Yes. Do you want to go to John Mayer this weekend? Feel free. Tony Lima's watching. Marcia French. I love Marcia. Hello, Tony.
Hi, Marcia.
Michael Holland. It's great to see Michael Holland's name. But anyway, thanks for joining us on the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. Our challenge, our call to action, listener challenge, and sign off here. The challenge is for everybody who's watching this, if you're married, take one solo mini adventure this month. Figure out something to do. Maybe eat a movie. Julianne did this the other day. We're so excited.
She did.
She wanted to go see some stupid anime movie that none of us would go see.
That had subtitles
Whatever
and stuff. We didn't want to go.
She wanted to see it so bad and couldn't wait to go. She loves the whole Japanese culture, and she cooks Japanese food, and she works at a Japanese restaurant. She loves it, but there was some sort of an anime movie she wanted to go see, and she went and saw it by herself. Now, your mother, once again, was like, oh my gosh, how sad is this?
She didn't say sad. She said, oh my gosh, some crazy man.
Oh, is she going to be safe?
Yeah, is she going to be safe?
But the whole thing was she went and did a solo thing. It was just a movie, but go do it. So take one solo mini adventure this month. Think about it. Look at your calendar. I have a big calendar at work where I have priorities of trips that I want to do and things of that nature. But go see a concert. Go to a museum date or an overnight. What's a museum that you would want to go to without me?
I don't know.
Maybe the Mayberry Museum or something like that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Or some TV museum.
Maybe.
And then tell your partner what's one thing you learned. So anything else you want to say here, babe, before we close out?
No, I got to go potty.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so let me turn the music back up here. We will be closing out. So
I will miss you on my trip, but I am grateful that you're letting me have a little bit of time by myself.
I can't wait to hear about your trip on our next episode.
There's really not that much to hear. I'm going to sleep, listen to great music, eat by myself.
You're going to eat by yourself? You're going to have fun?
I'm going to have fun.
All right, well, so join us on the next episode of the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. You ready, Suzanne, for the topic?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Texting wars. One of us knows how to text properly. We're going to talk about,
Yikes.
Emoji etiquette, midnight typing, those read receipts when you know that I've read something and haven't responded.
Oh, I do like that.
Modern romance rules. So join us on the next episode of the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. Thanks for joining us. We love you guys.